Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? Welcome back to our news Pokemon XY Wi-Fi Battle. Today we got ourselves a match against Rykard. Now, this is a match that took place on his stream. Every now and again I like to go check out his stream. He's a really chill guy, likes to bring out as many Pokemon out there, just trying to use different stuff in different ways and just trying to do his best to win those matches. So if you like those stuff, he's got a YouTube channel bringing out Pokemon movesets as well. He's really dedicated towards those custom movesets and so forth. So if you like those things, you can go check him out. I definitely recommend it. But he asked me to have a roulette match with him. I was like, yeah, sure, roulette matches are always fun. And surprisingly, this was much more close than I originally anticipated. Diggersby first numbers, luckily he picked a Fortress, which is excellent. Roulette match again. For all you guys who don't know how roulette works, go check it out in the description. You should be up to date. I should have like an explanation somewhere inside of those sections. But here we go. Weezing coming in. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for Fire Blast just because it is named Diablo, and Diablo, it's all about that fire and that physical attack. And surprisingly, Tauros is kind of, that name really stands out quite well for it because it does kind of hit hard on the physical side. And surprisingly, Fire Blast against 4-time weak Pokemon in OU like Ferrothorn, Scizor, and Fortress. Even Skarmy does around 40%, so you should never underestimate. And that's without the investment outside of having naive nature that I believe gives you minus special defense, but it doesn't really cripple your special attack. Share Force is nothing to mess around with. It does surprising amount of damage if you do go for that 4-time weakness, but outside of that it kind of gets walled by those if he doesn't run it. So that's definitely a wall breaker right there. So switch out to Ferrothorn, yet another Pokemon that's really weak to the likes of Tauros, but luckily we got Rotom of those sorts in here, so I know I could take. I did burn it on the switch. Stealth doing some damage afterwards as well, and this thing is just gonna go for the lead seat on the switch. Now, luckily on his behalf and unlucky on my behalf is that this thing is not EV trained. If you guys can see, I barely have any HP on this, like 112. That's barely anything to speak of. And I'm surprisingly still going to be taking this moves quite well. But then again, when you think about it, because I have so little HP, the left, this lead seed regain is going to be huge. But it heavily depends. So this turn he's going to switch out to this, just go for the U-turn. I do go for the Gyro Ball just in case he does decide to go for Earthquake. Try to do as much damage towards it as possible. I am a Ferroseed, and Ferroseed is not known to be offensive. Honestly, running offensive move on this is quite questionable, but you never know when something really fast and really fair comes in and tries to set up on you. Plus, again, like I said, it's a roulette, so pretty much everything goes, either trained or not. Whatever you pick, it's just a Pokemon you shall need to use at your best and try to get some kills with it. Or at least try. My team is kind of wallish, and yet he's got lots of things that can still hit hard. So team-wise, I'm kind of looking pretty bad. Most definitely. Anyways, he's gonna put up the rocks. That's really bad. I believe I'm gonna double seat here, expecting him to switch out, and he does luckily switch out. That is quite great. I believe for a second he actually thought that he's got Mega Stone in his Aggron, but then he come to realize he's got lefties. So luckily I'm not facing Mega Aggron here, and that is quite lucky. I do have a Chandelure to kind of force it out, but that would have been still a terrifying Pokemon to face, especially if you aren't ready, and my team is most definitely not ready for the likes of such threats, especially the Mega Pokemon, because I have none right now. So I'm gonna switch out to Jinx. Stealth Rock's doing some damage. I completely forget about the quick attack. Now this is pretty much the lack of my experience facing a Diggersby. Surprisingly, I faced him like only one time, and that was a banded Diggersby that didn't even use quick attack in those days. I've seen people using it, but it just for a second I kind of blinked, completely forgetting about it. Jinx still manages to survive, and I decided to pretty much try to still preserve it. I know he's not gonna go for the Water type move because Jinx does have the dry skin. I decided to switch out to Fortress, and my plan is to get that Rapid Spin off. He still does have that Aggron, that is true, but the fate is, if I manage to go for that Rapid Spin, then Jinx can still manage to come in unscarred and still manage to be in place and try to do some damage. Unfortunately, the thing is that he's got so many fast Pokemon in this place, well, Tauros and Frotzel, at least, that most of my Pokemon are gonna be lacking the speed towards speed. So I was expecting him to overpredict this turn, maybe going for the normal type move, maybe going for a Fire Blast, pretty much anything. If he is gonna overpredict or not, one of those turns I will probably luckily take. And I'm actually invested in HP, surprisingly take this Earthquake from it, which is incredible. Then I go for the Trick Room, then I activate my Select Berry, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you guys think right now. What kind of strange Chandelure this is. First of all, I didn't change the item. I have Select Berry there by mistake. I should definitely change the item, but I didn't. And this is Chandelure used in doubles VGC, or at least I've gotten it from a friend. It originally had Protect, but I still kind of want to have 2 Pokemon on my team to run Trick Room, because originally I only have 1 being Slowking, so I've kind of decided to replace it with Trick Room. And honestly, Jinx is kind of slow, so I kind of need that Trick Room up just in case I face that Throat Cell, not to mention that Tauros of his, because I do have specs on it, it can still dish out a lot of damage. So I'm gonna switch out to Candyman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Candyman, the same Pokemon I've been using in my early Wi-Fi battles. It's so many memories with this. I've used this Pokemon in my story mode. I didn't really EV train this Pokemon, particularly for the competitive scene, but luckily he manages to pick this Pokemon, and surprisingly it does have some bulk. His all-around EV spread, it's pretty much all-rounded completely. It's kind of crazy. It's got some special defense, some special attacks, some defense, some attacks, some HP, some speed. It's kind of crazy, but surprisingly, you know, it's you will see this thing, man. This little Candyman of mine, this thing is gonna be doing something, and surprisingly I didn't really expect to do anything. So he's gonna switch out to Aggron. I guess expect me to go for the Draining Kiss again, trying to regain. So he's gonna go for Surf, and unfortunately Aggron still takes that. That is quite impressive. I was not expecting to take that with +2, but then it does kind of show that my my Candyman kind of do lack a special attack. It's not really truly invested into it. Still, Flamethrower does manage to take him out. That is excellent. He's gonna go for the Hidden Power. I'm not too sure. Hidden Power, Fire, Hidden Power. I'm not too sure why he's doing this, because my team in general, I guess, expect me to switch out, but thinking about it, I don't have too many things to truly take his T-Bolts, and I really don't have anything. So Hidden Power again. That's fine. I'm just gonna go for Sludge Bomb afterwards and manage to take him out. So that was great. Weezing doing some work. Kinda liking this. Kinda liking the scene over here. Anyways, my opponent here is gonna switch out to Togetic, and Togetic is just a bulky Pokemon. Look at how well this takes it. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, it didn't take it as well as one would imagine, because I've used Evil Eye Togetic and I was actually expecting to be taking that better. But then again, am I invested in special attack? I believe I'm not. I believe I'm defensive fully. So I guess in the end, it didn't really take it as well as I would imagine. Anyways, I'm gonna go for the Trick Room. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because I pretty much have Jinx left, and I need all the speed I can get, because I stand no chance against that Throatzel and his Tauros. Against Tauros can easily outspeed this Chandelure. It can outspeed Jinx, and it's pretty much done. So my plan right now is try to take this thing down before the whole Trick Room goes away. But unfortunately, the problem is that he can still play it offensive. I cannot directly switch out to Jinx. It's gonna destroy me. It can probably even take my Specs Ice Beam from me, so that's something I definitely don't want to take head on. So I decided to switch out to my other hat, of course, be my Fortress, ladies and gentlemen. My Fortress, my little alien brain of sorts. He's pretty much just chilling here, trying to get something done. I did, of course, manage to burn him there, and with Gyro Ball keep on doing some damage. Luckily he didn't roost. He should probably roost, but I guess he just wants to do some damage, and he does manage to paralyze me. But unfortunately, because he doesn't run lefties, again, if he did run lefties, he would have not been as bulky as he truly is right now. But that burn is pretty much going to be the end of him. And I believe the Trick Room kind of disappears, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the Trick Room disappears. And the Fire Blast away against this Fortress, that is quite amazing. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna need to go down. His Throatzel is choice banded, probably seeing how much the Brick Braid did against my Fortress. So I'm thinking, okay, let's go for the Trick Room. Honestly, he kind of won this match, but as you have seen, he actually made a misclick. And this was just one of those times you do not make a misclick, because as you can see, I'm gonna put up the Trick Room, I'm gonna stay in here, just go for that +1 overheat, absolutely dominate the Tauros. He's gonna switch out to Frozone, I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball because I'm faster, and he couldn't lock himself into Aqua Jet because I did Rapid Spin before, to where Jinx will still survive the Stealth Rocks, and I would have gained my Dry Skin because I do have the immunity to water. So Choice Bandit, you know, lock into it, wouldn't have really worked even if he did manage to take down my Chandelure. So that was the game for today. Honestly, the thing about this match was that the ending was pretty much his. If he didn't make that misclick right there, he could have easily take down my Chandelure. All he had to do is just go for Earthquake against the Chandelure and pretty much outspeed my Jinx and take it out. There was no question, Tauros can easily outspeed it, and it was not Scarf in the end. Now, surprisingly, going back a bit, the MVP of this match, when you actually include that misclick right there, was my Slurpuff. The reason I'm saying this is because if Slurpuff didn't take heavy damage against this Aggron, and maybe not, you know, unexpected damage to where he's not gonna put up the rocks anymore because Weezing did hook him out on the perfect turn, and Jinx pretty much was put into place safely and he couldn't Aqua Jet. So thinking about this, it was kind of like Slurpuff doing some work, but at the end of the day, again, it was his misclick that pretty much cost him the match. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this match as much as I did. A good game, Rykard. I love to battle you again. Go check him out, definitely. And yeah, if you did enjoy this match, give it a like. Thank you very much, guys, for continued support, and until next time, take care. Peace.